got a ride, but you can't ride in it? How you got the drive, but you ain't driving it? Tune in, I can get you right in 5 minutes. Hit subscribe for these rides, I put my life in it. I used to keep it going if the outside was clean. Now I'm grown and I put away the childish things. You gon' have to do a lot more than wipe it clean. I could give you all the tools you gon' likely need. So tune in, tune up, lock in. It's D Brooks, dawg. I'ma give you real life game by the book, dawg. Tune in, tune up, lock in. It's D Brooks, dawg. I'ma give you real life game by the book, dawg.
What's up, guys? It's your boy D Brooks. Hopefully y'all can hear me, man. You know, I always say that every time. 613 Builds is already in the building. Shout out to 613. I think that's Mr. John. Shout out to Mr. John. If we can still call you that. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Can I get a sound check? Can I get a sound check? Man, I'm in that mode, man. LS did the hurricane hangouts last night. We got to talking, got the camera set up again. And yeah, it just feels good to be back on, you know, doing the live and everything like that. So, man, so what's everybody been up to? This is going to be a short one, man. I just wanted to kind of get my setup rounded up again. Like I said, last night was great. Had a lot of fun with the guys. We started talking stocks and all kind of stuff. So, I currently got a couple things under wraps. I've completed some stuff too. Might have to put those videos out. I got an OBS truck I've been working on. I put a transmission in that. I think I told you guys. I updated you guys on that. I bought that from the auction. And then basically it was supposed to be a run and drive. It's like a 1998 white OBS. Got it. And transmission was slipping day one. You can smell it. Like you could smell the transmission getting hot. Tried putting fluid in it. It was cooked. So I end up sitting on it for a while, just kind of like in a holding pattern. And then eventually, you know, I went and bought a transmission, put it in there, and we got it on the road. So it's running and driving. The plan was possibly to hold it for my daughter. I'm not sure if we're going to still do that or not. You know, we might do something different for her. I constantly like pivoting, trying to figure out what we're going to do. We got that one. We still got another truck that we got to finish. And really, to be honest with you, it's just space. You know, like, do we have the space to hold on to a whole truck until like 2027? I don't know if that's really realistic. Maybe. You know, things are constantly changing. We got a lot of moving pieces. So we also have the white Caprice. You guys remember the white Caprice, the 2012 PPV. It's currently on the Quick Jacks in my garage. The plan is this weekend to do the transmission in that. So I got a 6L80 I bought from a yard, so it's a gamble. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. I bought a converter for it, and I'm going to change the fluid and filter. And, you know, if those things look good, that'll be good news. And then I'm also going to drain the old transmission before I pull it out, just to try to avoid making a big mess, drop the pan and everything. And then we'll get a look at that and kind of get an idea of what's going on there. Not that I'm going to keep it in the car or anything, but it's just kind of like for data, you know, to get an idea. I suspect it's probably the pump, you know. I can hear the pump whining. It kind of sounds like a power steering pump when you're driving it. It does run and drive. When I bought the car, it had basically the heads were just off of it. And the guy was like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and he bought it to do the DOD and everything like that, or maybe to drive it. I don't know exactly what happened, but when I bought it, the heads were off. I got a good deal on the car. And he was like, hey, I just lost interest in the car and, you know, I'm selling it for a good deal. I put the heads on, got it running, and then when I started to drive it, you could hear that pump whining. So I don't know if it's something that maybe it had low fluid when I went to go start it, and it just cooked the pump right away, or if it was already having issues. I know they're known to have converter issues, the 6L80s and stuff like that. So it's hard to say, but kind of caught me off guard with that. But I got another transmission on the pallet. I'm gonna tell you guys one thing: that thing is heavy. I've muscled around with like the 4L80s and the 4L60s, the TH400s, and the 6L80 is by far the heaviest one I've dealt with. I did, I guess I'll say I had the 4L80 with the 4-wheel drive transfer case, but I could remove the transfer case, so it really was lighter than the 2-wheel drive version. But yeah, this thing is no joke. It's got a little cross member on it and stuff. I can remove that. But even without the converter, it's still a beast. And honestly, that's one of the main reasons why I've kind of like dragged my feet on getting it done. Just like I don't want to muscle it around. I've got the transmission jack. I'm gonna catch the old one with the transmission jack, pull the exhaust. I put brand new exhaust in the car when I put it together. I got headers, X-pipe, high flow cats, all that stuff on there. I'm gonna pull all that back off, drop the transmission. Before I even drop the transmission, I'm gonna pull the pan, get all that stuff out the way. Try to do it as clean as possible. Like I said, it's in my garage here at home. Not trying to turn the garage into like an oil slick or anything like that. So the goal is not to rush through it. I'm not in any kind of rush, and just to get it back on the road under full power. Don't know if I'm gonna keep it either. I'm in a weird place right now where I'm like, man, I got a lot of cars, and it'd be cool to keep them, but I just need to prioritize which ones I really want to keep and really just unify my efforts. I've already done a good job of getting some of those sold already. Got rid of the Monte Carlo, as you guys know. Got rid of a couple Regals, not couple Regals, but I still have my main Regal. Got rid of a Cutlass. I've gotten rid of a lot of cars. And the white Caprice, I mean, as cool as it is, I'm just not super excited about it. I know there's a lot of clout around it. Like, it's next to the G8, it's a PPV. It's got the square port heads, 6-speed automatic, 4-door, rear wheel drive. For whatever reason, it just don't scratch the itch for me. I had a G8 and I really enjoyed my G8. It's not a G8. It's very close. And maybe it's just aesthetics. They're cool, and maybe I've just been looking at it for too long, you know what I mean? But I know it's got a great, foundation, the platform, transmission, the engine, like I said, I already did the DOD, and it's got long tube headers. Maybe it'll be cool when it's done, but right now I'm just not super excited about it like I am with my box or my Regal. I just feel like those are a little bit more unique to me. Like, I don't see anything that looks like that on the road in my town very often. Of course, you get on Facebook or YouTube, you'll see a lot of box Chevys, you see a lot of G bodies, but I don't know. I'm not super excited about the PPV like I thought I would be. So I'm putting that on the list to potentially sell. Want to finish the box Chevy. That's half stride right now. That's why we're getting rid of some of this other stuff. Like, I want to go kind of all in on the box Chevy and the Regal and my dad's truck. I got the 4-cylinder in it still, 5-speed. I want to maybe possibly do a swap in that. Don't know if I want to go K-Series or LS. You know, we do a lot of LS swaps already. So don't want to be too predictable, but if it works, don't break it. And it would be a different platform. It's still rear wheel drive. It's still, you know, LS, but, you know, it's a pickup truck, small, you know, drop top. It's cool. It's a little different. And I'm sure it would move out, you know. So the goal is just to enjoy the car, keep up with traffic and all that stuff. And right now, the 4-cylinder barely keeps up with traffic. I think it has a whole 85 horsepower from the factory. And I don't need 300 or 400 horse out of it. But, you know, with the LS or 5.3 or 4.8 or whatever, you're going to be right around that mark. And that's going to be plenty for a truck that size. And, you know, we'll probably do a little bit to it, you know, maybe some exhaust, a tune. It'll be turned up a little bit just because it's almost easier to put one together with some upgrades than it is to keep it factory. You know, you got to get a tune, cold air intake, typically just because of fitment. So I'll probably do a little bit, just at least a tune. Who knows? Maybe we'll go LSA. Probably overkill. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of what I've got cooking right now. Did buy an Escalade. It's a daily driver for the household. No plans for that right now except for the daily drive it. My pickup truck, it's a '08 Silverado. Just daily driving that. Just kind of staying mobile and dangerous, man. You know, I like the position I'm in right now. I've had, you know, the brand new cars, which I'm not gonna lie, I love the reliability and dependability of a brand new car. But I really love the space where you can afford to, you know, pivot, man, and, you know, change directions on different things and invest in other things if you want to. You know, spending a ton of money on car payments kind of limits your ability to invest. Depending on who you are, you know, some people's budget extends way out. But for me, having, you know, 2 new cars and everything like that without, you know, putting them to work doesn't allow me to do the extra that I really want to do to put myself in a position to keep investing in other things. So, yeah, goal right now is to keep growing, keep making more money, and yeah, and invest, man. Try to get to that point where you know you can get out of that rat race. So, still gonna be building some cars. I love doing that. You know, it's not necessarily the most financially responsible thing to build cars, but I do it myself. I've got a ton of parts already. Most of the stuff that I'm going to be acquiring, I could trade for, you know, I can sell other stuff. I say that. I don't really ever get rid of anything. As far as parts and stuff, it's just, I don't know. Sometimes it's not worth the effort, but I'll start putting the effort in to get rid of some extra stuff. I stay on Facebook Marketplace. I love Facebook Marketplace. They give notifications and stuff when things are up. You know, we used to do that. Now, one thing for sure, I don't see any more comments on here. I don't know if they froze or what, but let me get out of the comments for a second. Pull them back up. Okay. StreamYard has changed a little bit, so it took me a minute to get into the swing of things. Now you can show the comments right on the screen. That's new. But I figured maybe I'd go ahead and do a little bit of Facebook Marketplace with y'all for a little bit. It's something I enjoy doing. And hold on. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, I guess we do sound good. Sound good. I guess the visuals are good too. We'll get on here for a couple minutes. Y'all let me know if y'all see anything worth looking at, and we'll dissect it and take a peek. So this is my For You on Marketplace. Pretty much, you'll see. It's interesting. Let's see. We're going to go to the present page, on page. Okay. That's not it. Share screen. All right. Let's see here. So this is today's picks. They kind of pick stuff for me, guys. Something I've been looking at is extending my range. If you can't see right here, if you can see right here, I got it on 500 miles. This allows me to get a real wide view of what's out there. I wish you could do the whole country. Not that I would travel that far, but maybe I got some homies I could tell about some deals and stuff like that. But been really looking at the two-door box Chevys. If there's anything I like more than the regular box Chevy is the two-door box Chevy. I really like those. This isn't a bad deal, in my opinion. They're getting harder and harder to find. This appears to be a Landau. And maybe some surface rust. Under the top might be a little rough. But, you know, not a bad looking car, to be honest. A lot of surface. Now this is a little rough right here. I don't know how hard it would be to find a door for this car. It's hard enough to find the whole car. Yeah, what's up, man? I see you in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Every time I go live, man, you end up tapping in. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That's one that I think I've already saved this one. Yeah, I already saved that one. I like that one. This looks clean from the front. Let's take a look at it. Price isn't bad. What has it got in it? It's got a 305. Not bad. I mean, 305 is not the biggest power, but I mean, the car looks good, looks clean, maintained. Doesn't appear to be all rotted up. Got a clean paint job. I drive it just like that. I drive it just like that for a while. I mean, that's what it. This is kind of my point too, right here, man. If you can find you a decent box and, you know, clean it up, even if you keep the 305 in here, I don't think his price is outrageous. Somebody might pay that. You know, I was asking about cars you can flip. There's still a big following on these box Chevys. Now, I wish he had the chrome for the back. It might be hard to find that. But, I mean, the fact that it's got a good shine on it and it runs and drives, he's probably close on the price. You know, somebody would pay that. They feel like they can throw some wheels on it and get, you know, the most attention or whatever they want out of it. Now, in this picture, it looks like he does have the chrome on the back. So maybe it has it. I don't know. Let's take a peek, maybe. Who knows? Maybe it just wasn't on there. The G8s are cool. I haven't really looked into it enough to see if they're worth swapping if you get like a V8 model, but I do know the parts are very expensive. So like the hoods, the headlights, the grill, I mean, you could make pretty good money parting these out. Everybody doesn't have space to part out a car, but if you are into that, you know, parting these out isn't a bad move. I know the guys with the Caprices, like the PPVs, like my white one, they like putting these G8 seats in their cars, so I'm sure you can make some money off of that. Doors, all that stuff probably brings a premium with these cars if you have the space. I thought about getting into some stuff like that, you know, focusing on a niche car and just being that guy, you know what I mean? Like if you're the G8 guy, you got the G8 parts, where to get around real quick. Or if you're the G body guy or the box Chevy guy. For some reason in town, obviously, you know, I had a bunch of G bodies for a minute. You know, people think I have all kinds of G body stuff. I had a guy hit me up just this week, asked me if I had a 442 Valence. I've never had a 442, but he thought maybe I might have one because I had the G body. So word gets around. For a while, I was looking up grills. These things tend to range in price quite a bit, especially the Weber grills. I really like the Weber grills. They seem to be very well built. And sometimes you can get them for, I actually got a free one like 3 weeks ago. It's at my lot right now that I'm going to use some of the parts for my grill, like the little temp gauge and the hood. It has a burner on the side. Mine doesn't have the burner. I'll see if I can attach that. If not, you know, maybe put some parts on eBay. These might not be a bad gig to get into, reconditioning these Weber grills. They tend to be nice. People like them. They got a good reputation. I was thinking about getting into that a little bit. Decided not to, but, you know, that's a nice little hustle if you can get into those. They tend to rust out here in Ohio. My buddy and I, we've been looking at Grand Sport C6s quite a bit. He's been trying to buy a C6 Grand Sport. And it hasn't been easy because I think he wanted to get a loan for it or whatever. But the bank really does not like these C6 Corvettes from what it sounds like. They're just too old. So it's been interesting seeing the price on those stay high. You pretty much have to be a cash buyer on these cars. This one is just selling the panels, it looks like. Yeah, just the panels, the wide body panels. And they want $5,000 for them. That's crazy. Yeah, man. Last night was actually really fun. If y'all ever get a chance to tune into like one of the Hurricane Fridays, Hurricane Hangouts with LS Chevy Rider, it's a good time. You know, it's a lot like this forum here, where we're just kind of chilling and hanging out, but with like 5 other people. And, you know, it's good conversation. We talk about cars, talk about builds, talk about life a little bit. Yeah, it's just good fellowship. But yeah, man, you can catch all kinds of deals on here if you weren't already aware. Tap into Facebook Marketplace. It's a whole vibe, man. It's just a whole thing. Like, you can get on here and make some money. You can get on here and spend some money. I'm sure anyone can get on here with stuff they have in their house and make a couple $100 within the next week. If I was your friend in real life, or if you was like right here and you needed some money, I would tell you to start listing some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and you will have some money within the next week. That's just as simple as it is, man. Post some stuff on here, buy some stuff on here, resell it. It's a whole ecosystem in its own. You may have to travel. You may have to put some elbow grease in. I'm not a big fan of these cars, but there is a following for these cars. Somebody might just want a dang on convertible, and you could put some work in. A lot of these are probably carbureted, so real simple to work on. This one's probably expensive to get parts for, but you know, if you can get it cleaned up, and this one's probably nice to make like a patina look, but you get it cleaned up, shine the tires, You can make you a little money on this. But yeah, make sure you guys tap in. All my lives aren't this dry. This is the first one back in a while. More content dropping soon. Like I said, I want to do that transmission for the Caprice this weekend. I got videos of me doing the transmission on the white truck. I'll probably drop those soon. But yeah, just felt like going live. No specific topic today. Just wanted to get on here and just, you know, basically put my foot forward and get going, you know. So I appreciate everybody that stopped in. I'll catch y'all next time.
How you got a ride, but you can't ride in it? How you got the drive, but you ain't driving it? Tune in, I can get you right in 5 minutes. Hit subscribe for these rides, I put my life in it. I used to keep it going if the outside was clean. Now I'm grown and I put away the childish things. You gon' have to do a lot more than wipe it clean. I could give you all the tools you gon' likely need. So tune in, tune up, lock in. It's D Brooks, dog. I'ma give you real life game by the book, dog. Tune in, tune up, lock in. It's D Brooks, dog. I'ma give you real life game by the book, dog.